works, you can play. MiniWarGaming Speed, the cooler, bat rap.
Tau turn 4 begins, and thankfully our other Barracuda will be coming in so we can shoot down this plane. I go right up near him. Bases are still apart, of course. Should not miss, in theory. I mean, how could he? But you never know with Tau. Isn't me saying. I'm guaranteeing that he's going to hit. Broadside of the barn kind of thing. Battlesuits, they pass their leadership to get out, and now they're doing dangerous terrains. One of them fails, and then has to roll his save, which he makes. Gotta be careful with those Tau dice. They're good for leadership, but that's about it. So they jump out of the difficult, and off they go. Gonna try and kill some Terminators here. These guys all jump up. Just getting into line of sight, because they have plasmas and meltas and stuff, so they should be able to actually kill a few. But we'll see what happens, because dice is dice. And Anuva and his herd of Fire Warriors move up. At this point, I'm pretty much headed over to the other side. We gotta kill Drago and his army of Grey Knight monsters. And honestly, 3 little Space Marines on the side there. Even if he were to charge me, which would be horrifying because they're purifiers, and he does a wound on a 4+ to everybody in the unit, and there's like 25 guys in this unit, still wouldn't be that much of a threat, because at least we'll get to stand and shoot, and it's a phenomenal number of shots that these guys get when they all shoot together. Rapid fire. So they're all moving around the corner there. Anuva's a little bit ahead, and I'm pretty sure I pull him back at the end, but basically that's what the plan is here. We're going to run through that main building that you can see on the right side of the screen there. That actually has benches and like little tables and stuff inside of it, but you can actually move models through it. So they're going to be moving up and moving through that terrain, and we had agreed that it doesn't count as anything because it's not really a ruin, it's just a building. So you can just walk through it as normal, and it costs 3 to go up and down the stairs because there's a stairwell inside to the 2nd floor. That was the agreement for that building, and I don't think you'll really have to worry about that coming into play. These fires move up, line up behind the wall. They are going to shoot down that hulking silver monster running towards them with his rainbow sword and see what they can do. My tanks are mostly disabled this turn. They can't move or shoot, but the Pathfinders can, and they get 7 marker lights, all on Drago and his little posse behind him. These 2 fire first, shooting at the group of 5 that are not with Drago. Easily hitting, and do 1 wound because that was a 1, so that sucks, but even more so because if Anuva was gone, they would have gone to re-roll that, but it happens. See, I realized I gotta pull him back, got a little bit ahead of himself. And we kill one of the Terminators there. Now all those Fire Warriors shoot through the windows at Drago and his little group there, and they're hitting on 2s because I did boost their ballistic skill by 1. And now they're all firing away again, wounding on 3s. Now this is on Drago, pretty much all on Drago. Unless he does lookout sirs, of course. But all these shots, he's the closest model, which is what he wants, because I mean, Drago's got a 3+, then a 5+, feel no pain for being with the unit, and a 3+ invul. 2+, 3+, 5+. That's what I'm trying to say. These are lookout sirs, and Drago ends up taking 1 wound. And now or rather those were just saves, and he takes 1 wound, or puts him down to 1 wound. He took a bunch of wounds there. It was crazy. They almost killed him. Now the rest of these Fire Warriors who are behind the wall shoot. They're hitting on 2s. Once again, if Anuva was gone, we'd be re-rolling those 1s. And I can't get over that, because it's such a big deal when you lose your Ethereal. We wonder about that one. Now we just count as a 3, because it was a 3. Now he has to make his 2-ups again. And Drago's down to 1 wound left, so we might even be able to kill his Warlord right here with just regular Fire Warriors. And he's doing lookout sirs. Now he's rolling his 2-up saves. He fails 1 of them? Yep. And he fails that save. And now Drago makes his 1-up save. So the guy next to Drago dies, but Drago survives. Now the rest of them shoot into the unit there, boosting their ballistic skill to max and reducing any cover saves. First we fire the rending large blast shot that he's got there, which is a direct hit. 1 rending hit and a few regular wounds. Or rather, these are the other guys shooting because you have to do all the shooting at the same time. So these are plasmas and meltas firing away. And they get 3 normal saves with the large blast. Then against the other unit, because there were 2 guys from the other unit, or 3 guys from the other unit covered, they get 1 rending and 1 regular save. And then we have the other guns attacking. And basically he fails 1 save, but he has feel no pain against it. This is the plasmas, which does a wound. And now it's a melt, I believe, hitting him, which does a wound as well. And now these are regular saves, and he fails one of those, but he gets feel no pain. And then he fails 2 of the feel no pains. Oh no, these are, yeah, it's kind of confusing because the battle suits have like 15 million different guns, and he has 15 million different saves, so it's... Okay, there we go. We do kill Drago, though, with those battle suits, because wound allocation ended up on him, which is definitely good. And then the Barracuda fired and did 1 hull point to the flyer there, so it did miss, having shot point blank. Then we fire one of the railguns, snap firing into the battle suit, the dreadnought over there. These guys shoot snap firing at the flyer because they had to snap fire anyway. And these guys have to do leadership checks, which they pass and pass. And now the battle suits pull back, running once again into the water, trying to get as far away as we can, because next turn he's going to be charging us. So I pull back and take my dangerous terrain checks. So he passes, and everyone unpasses. So we're good there. Grey Knight's turn 4 begins. Not looking good for them now, because Drago went down, but the flyer here, he makes his psychic check so that he can still shoot, even though he had chinked, or even though he had taken a shaken and stunned. But he does take a hull point for having got it on a double 1. The other flyer flew off the board. This one just kind of flies up and then lands, and its guns are magnetized. If you're wondering why that fell off, it's no big deal. It'll just put it right back on. The Terminators, they advance up. Pretty much he's looking to not get Snake Eyes in order to get into here, but they are all wounded, which is certainly a good sign. The other Grey Knights, they move up. The front guy's down to 1 wound, and they just kind of line up behind him, and they do all have side cannons, or at least 2 of them do. And these guys move up out of the difficult terrain, just trying to get a little bit closer, because he wants to get into close combat with that giant blob of Fire Warriors, seeing as they did 3 wounds to Drago, which is a big deal when you have like a 300-point character. Then again, it's 300 points of Fire Warriors, but still. They're Fire Warriors, they don't deserve that, right? He's shooting his flyer at my tank there, which now he gets a glance on it, and then shoots a las cannon at the other tank, and he misses, but he has it twin linked, and he misses again, so that one doesn't hit. Now he's shooting his side cannons and bolt guns at these guys, the battlesuit team, which the side cannon doesn't do any wounds, but the bolt guns, they get a whole bunch of shots here, and they do 3 wounds. The first one does kill the front guy, and then these 2, the battlesuit takes him, and he passes both. And then, then the side cannons shoot, but he has a 4-up invuln, so he's fine. And that's that for that side of the board. Now he's shooting his side cannon and bolt guns at the large, or the other group of Fire Warriors with his Terminators. And now he's charging. So the Fire Warriors get to stand and shoot against him, and they get 1-2 wounds. But he has a 2-up armor save and a 5-up feel no pain. Will it save him? Yes, it does. And then he rolls his charge, which 4 inches. He's in, and those Fire Warriors are doomed. Which is unfortunate for them, but it happens. So, Grey Knights have closed the gap over there. Now we look at close combat, and this is the Grey Knights, of course, smacking down those Tau. They've got 9 attacks between the 3 of them, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s, because he didn't want a hammer hand, because it might kill somebody. And he kills like 5. Just trying to take them off the front. And the Fire Warriors, they counterattack, throwing themselves at these pewter Terminators. They only get 1 hit, and then it's cocked, but they get 1 wound, and he's gonna die here, but no, 2-up saves him. But they are stubborn, thanks to Anuva. They can see him, so they're fine. These guys try and charge, and the daisy chain of Fire Warriors all fire. Tons of them can see them through windows and doors, and a lot of them are in rapid fire anyway, so a crazy number of shots hitting on 6s, because it is snap firing, of course. They don't actually get nearly as many as I'd like to hope, but we did do a bunch of wounds, and he has to make 4 armor saves on a 3-up. He should fail 1, maybe 2 of these, and he does fail 2, so he's down to 1 guy left in that unit. And that Lund guy with his side cannon goes to make a charge, needs to roll a 9, and he fails. So here we are at the end of turn 4. Grey Knights have finally closed the gap. The Terminators are in there starting to kill Fire Warriors. The other Grey Knights are almost there. And the last man in the Purifier squad's over there getting swarmed by Fire Warriors. But his flyers are still alive. I've lost one of my flyers. And there's that pile of Grey Knight Terminators, but this is going to be the showdown here between his other Paladins versus my HQ. So stay tuned for part 5 and see if those last Paladins can kill mine. Oh, this is us rolling for knife fighting, which we totally forgot. And we're good. Happy wargaming.